Conquering Mom Scrapmore with Brenda. I'm Brenda, and it's another episode of Free Pattern Friday. Yay! Free Pattern Friday. Today I'm going to show you a block that I'm calling Fish. It's been called other names, like I think Lost at Sea or Boat, or anyways, I decided I would go with more of a fish toned fabric and that. So it's been called other things. Now, this block does lend itself to make two large half-square triangles at a time and one extra little one. So, but that's just the way the cutting instructions are, and it's a fast one if you're using up scraps. So it's a good scrap buster too. Right, so before we get into the sewing and all the rest of this, let's do our shout out. I looked for this person's name and I couldn't find it. So Sew Basics by Paisley Patch Quilts is our shout out today. An interesting voice. It looks like they're having a lot of fun on that channel. So their YouTube link is going to be in the show notes below. Go check them out and tell them that Conquering Mount Scrapmore sent you. And share, like, and subscribe. And share, like, and subscribe us too with your friends and your family and your quilting friends and your guilds or whatever you're into. Because, I mean, we would love to be able to provide more free patterns for everybody. And, you know, any of the quilting guilds, of course, they can use any of the patterns that are on my channel for free to make charity quilts or to make quilts for your Uncle Bob or Aunt Mary, who, you know, it's all free. It's all free here. Also, I speak for free. So I speak for free to quilting guilds and quilting groups, and I talk about elements of design. I talk about making charity quilts and using your scraps. So if that's what your guild is kind of looking for, maybe I'm the person that you should tell them about. Also, we're going to have a chaos sew along. Now, no, we haven't set a date yet, but when we do, the date's going to be in that show notes. And the chaos sew along is going to make a queen size quilt, but you know, you can adjust your number that you're making. The subunits are 4.5 inches square unfinished, or 4.5 by 8.5 unfinished. So it's you know, they're fairly large. So get your scraps ready, because you need color and low volume. So any color you've got will go into this quilt. Or if you want to color coordinate and just use your cool tones or your warm, it's all good. It's up to you what you're going to do in your sewing room and whether or not you want to follow along. Also, we have a Facebook group, and that Facebook group is so warm and welcoming. There's so many fun community chats to be involved with. We do fabric swaps by country. We do Thankful Thursdays. We do Saturday snippets. We just have a blast in there. And it's one of those fun groups where everybody is chatting with everybody else. And, you know, we do the same normal things, that, you know, show pictures, ask advice and whatever, but we have a lot of fun in there. Also, for the Facebook group members, we have set up a virtual sewing room in Discord, and it's a great place to go hang out and meet friends and sew with people from around the world, right? So you never know who you're going to meet in there, but it's a lot of fun. Also, we have Zoom sew dates. Usually it's the first Saturday of the month, and I have not looked at the 2025 calendar yet, because life here has been a little bit too busy. When we do, those dates are also going to be in there. But right now it shows from now until the end of December. But 2025 is coming. Those dates are there because we're having a lot of fun with those sew dates too. Also, share, like, and subscribe to us, guys. Commenting helps our analytics out so much, and that would help us make more free patterns for future quilters. And hopefully we'll get some fun ones out too for you. So I think that's it. Come on in. Let's get to the sewing of Fish. Okay, so here we are at the sewing machine, and we've got some easy sewing to do. Now, I've already drawn my lines, and I think you can see these lines where I've drawn down the center and 1/4 inch to both sides. Now, that's for the big triangle, and all those sewing instructions are in the show notes or the description box. Depending on your device, you have to kind of check which device you've got and how you can access them. Okay, and now I'll just pull that out just right here. Yeah, this one, you cut two at a time, right? You cut your half square triangles 2 at a time. And I'm just going to switch feet here real quick because I prefer to sew with a 1/4 inch foot because I can sew a little bit faster. And so does this. This one creates one extra one, right? So that's kind of, but you can use them in a border or an orphan block quilt or whatever you want to use them in, right? I mean, they'd be perfect. So you just take the pins out. There. And I've got a few more to go. There. Yeah, so I cut mine with the easy angle triangle ruler. Oh my goodness, what a godsend that ruler is. If you ever have money to buy it, or buy a ruler that's similar to it, that's probably what you should spend your money on. You know, because those are nice rulers. For years I thought, oh, I don't know how to, I don't need to use one. I mean, I've got, you know, the traditional method. Ooh, what has happened? Why are you... Okay, go up there. Now, I'm going to flip up, and out of the way. There. Yeah, it's such a nice tool. Because you can make triangles out of standard strips. Like when I cut mine out of strips, instead of a 4 7/8 strip, I cut them out of 4 1/2 strip. Right? So they were really fast. Okay. And this is the extra one. So, alright, let's get all this back. Whew. Yeah. There. Okay, now we get all of these out, pins out. Hold on. And there. And, okay, so all of these are going into the block. This one is a little short. It's not quite big enough. Oops. So I'm just going to cut this real quick. Down the center. Now, these, I'm going to make sure I trim them, right? Because I think with this, I made it just a hair bigger, and I shouldn't have made it bigger, but I did. And I'm only going to need one of them, so I'm going to put one to the side, all right? Okay, so now we're finger pressing to the dark. And this triangle has to measure now 8 1/2 inches square. So there we do. We just get it like this. Now, my Omni-Grid ruler, I have a lineup ruler. Ooh, we're pretty close. We're pretty close without doing anything. Hang on. Huh. Well, that worked. That worked out fine. I'm gonna just... Do I even have anything to trim? Not really. Okay. Well, I'm trimming off the dog ear. Well, that's about it. I'm trimming off the dog ear. Oops. Okay. Okay. And we'll trim off the dog ear with a pair of scissors because it was in good shape. Okay. So these are, this one is, you may always, whenever you're making 2 at a time, I always tell people trim them. Make sure that, because if you're off on your 7/8 of an inch, you know, you're going to be off, right? So this is how this goes. I should get my handy dandy scissor out and start trimming first on these. There's only, the perfect thing about this easy angle ruler too is that, now I did a video on how to use it, that you already have another dog ear cut off. You only have to worry about the one dog ear, right? Which is kind of really nice to, you know, not concern yourself with, you know, both dog ears. You know, it's a little quicker assembly too, right? So anyways, okay, let's get to the finger pressing again. Okay. So I'm just going to line this up just like so. There, get them all. See, there's little mermaids and turtles and a cute little floral posy. I think this floral posy is really old fabric, but I thought, oh, it's such a pretty teal. And we do have teals. Okay. Now, okay, so it goes like this. There we go, just like so. There, that's your block. And let's see, now I'll get all of this stuff out of the way that we don't need. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew these two together first, because there's not really a way you can web this. Okay. Okay. And this is the extra one, and it's a little short. Because when I was cutting it, my teal wasn't quite long enough, so this one didn't quite make the cut. But it's good enough to trim down and use in an orphan block, right? So it'll be fine. I'll put that one with the other one. Okay. Now we want to sew these three. No, we want to sew these two together, right, as well. Oops, now is that right? Did I do that right? Hang on. Well, this is the best part about these blocks when you're webbing them. You can kind of... It didn't look right suddenly because they are going a different way. So here is our webbing. I'll show you how we just put it all down. And I can now web these blocks together like we've been doing all along, right? Just like that. So I can take, it's basically you're webbing a 4-patch, right? Just like this. Okay, so we take our time, line it up, get it everything where it needs to be. And line this up. And line the bottom up. Okay, okay. Yeah. There we go. Nice. Okay, now we only have the one seam left to do, right? And it's this one. We're just going to fold it over and we'll do the longer side first. Okay. There we go. Now we're pressing away. Here. Okay. There we go. Where we need to nest. You put your needle down and you line everything up again. There we go. Now, okay. Okay, so now we're just going to press away from the white, this low volume here, because that's important. We have very little chance of show through. Now, this is how it looks like from the back, right? We pressed to the dark, right? That means that all the seams are pointing this way to the teal from the low volume. And then now we're trying to make sure that there's not going to be show through anywhere else either, right? So we're taking our time. We're going to, try and flatten this as much as we can. It does need a good press, so we'll have to take it to the ironing board and all this. But when you're doing these half square triangles, especially 2 at a time, make sure you try and square them up. That's really important. When you're using them from the easy angle ruler and you're using it from a 4.5 inch strip and you're making a 4.5 inch half square triangle, chances are you don't need to square that one up because it's all ready to go. But anyways, that's it. So let's get to our ta-da moment. Okay, here's our block. This is our big ta-da moment. Kind of looks like a fish, but this, when you check the Barbara Bachman Encyclopedia, there's a bunch of names that this could be called, like Lost at Sea or Lady of the Lake, or there's all sorts of names. I'm calling it fish because it reminds me of a fish. So, and I decided to put a little bit mermaids and turtles and seahorses with this, and I thought, okay, this would be just a cute block, right? Now, this one is a really good scrap buster, plus you end up making extras, right? So we have an 8.5 inch triangle, and you would have another 4.5 inch half square triangle as well. So, I mean, this one, when I cut it, it's a little short, so it would go elsewhere, but it's a good one to have as just a little orphan block. So, anyways, I do hope you give this one a try. It's fun to come up with some easier ones for our beginners, and this one was a good one for your half square triangles, because it's very simple cutting and very simple instructions. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful week ahead and life is treating you very gently and you're very carefree in your existence. Okay, you guys take care and stay well until we see each other again. Okay, bye! Hello again. We just want to thank you for enjoying our video and, you know, coming along with my husband and my YouTube adventure and quilting. And, you know, sometimes things don't work out as best they should, and sometimes they work out great. We're going, wow, that went well. But it's been an amazing journey, and I'm so glad I could share it with you. Share, like, and subscribe these videos. That really helps us out, and it helps us make more charity quilts, okay? So you guys take care until we have a chance to meet again, okay? Bye!